Hi guys! So today we're going to do a makeup transformation video. And I thought today we would do a skull, and I know I've done a sugar skull before, but this one's going to be just a basic, really creepy skull with cracks throughout it. And we're not only going to do our face, but do something a little extra, so stay tuned. So as you could tell, we start off our hair already in a ponytail, but we still need to get our bangs out of the way. So on our face, we need to put some white makeup. I'm going to be using this Ben Nye Clown makeup, but it's much easier to use the Ben Nye water-based one in this palette that I've been using. Or you could use the cheaper version of the Rubies tube makeup. So I'm just going to get a sponge and start putting on that clown base white makeup from Ben Nye. So just pat that on your face till you get the desired coverage or whatever white makeup you have. And if you're gonna go to a party or something and want this to last all night, you might want to set it with a white powder. Imagine this scaring you at night. I scared myself. Now for the details of the skull, we're gonna start off with the eyes using Rimmel's Stiletto black liner, because this one's the easiest for detail. Just do those hollow holes of the eyes in your skull. It's kind of like you're wearing sunglasses, but without frames. It's a weird shape. And then we're gonna do that hollow middle nose bone area. Just draw that in like a triangle with the piece of bone going in the middle. And then we're gonna move on to the teeth. You're gonna wanna do swipes really thin and then going a little thicker down towards your lip. And you want this to go above your cupid's bow and over your lips. The fuller your lips are, the harder this is to do. All across like Jack Skellington's smile, kind of. You want your teeth to be drawn to the corners of your mouth to match like the center of your eye. It kind of looks like someone sewed your mouth together, which is really cool to me. And now we're going to do the hollows of our cheekbones, like the black parts under it. And we're going to do these random swirly marks. Try to match it up on both sides. I know it's pretty hard, especially if you're doing this on yourself. These marks on your face that you're drawing kind of remind me of if a 5-year-old tried to draw a shape that resembled the dog with its tail up, about to attack. Now we're just going to take a matte black eyeshadow with this pencil shading brush. Honestly, you could use anything, any type of brush, or even a Q-tip. We don't have to be too fancy here. We're just blending in our skull some shadows to make it look like we have a brow bone. You could Google some skull pictures to see what exactly you would want your shadowing on your skull to look like, and we're going to blend in some over our cheekbones as well. Just use a fluffy eyeshadow brush to blend it in, but don't tap too hard if you're using a cream makeup, because cream makeups, it's really easy to like swipe all of this hard work you did off. And we're using that black shadow all across below our bottom teeth as well, so that you have that jawbone effect. And now I'm doing my favorite part because I could not wait. I'm taking that same liquid black eyeliner and drawing in the cracks on my face. Taking that black shadow with a big fluffy eyeshadow brush, or you can use gray and tap it over the top of your head to make your skull have more of a dimension, like it's round. Doing more details on the cracks on my face. You want it to look like it's shattering to pieces. Now we're just taking that same pencil eyeshadow brush and some of the black, lightly tapping it into that color, and then putting it over our teeth, like the bottom edge lines of it, to give it more dimension and depth. Also below our bottom lip area again as well. Now we're going to use our Ben Nye palette and take some of the black paint color and then put that in our eyes to make the hollows of your eyes. A lot of makeup artists would tell you this is wrong. It probably is to put water-based makeup over cream makeup because they don't blend that well together. So instead you can use lipstick, eyeliner, or if you're using a water-based makeup to start off with instead of the cream one, it should work. Just using a black paint. We're learning as we go. And while this eye dries, we're going to blacken in that hole where our nose bone is. And then do the same thing to the other eye, making sure that you don't get this in your actual eyeballs, because it's not fun. Now with the same paintbrush and the black color, we are going to paint in those side details of our face, under the cheekbones, those dog-like weird shapes that we talked about. Don't paint an actual dog on your face though. Same thing to the other side. You want to make sure you don't do too huge of a range of black, but you want it to give that effect like you have cheekbones. People who study anatomy in school, this is going to be a lot easier for you. Now we're taking that black paint and doing a little bit on our chin area below our bottom lip again. And put a little bit on your mouth. I messed up, but you can always fix this and put more white where the teeth are, where I messed up at. That's what's fun about makeup. It's always repairable. Now to give our skull more realistic definition, we're going to take the black eyeshadow and that pencil brush, tap it on and then blend it in to give it more shadows around the cheekbones so they'll stick out more, around your eye sockets and the hollows of them, your hairline and where that skull edges are going to be, the bottom of your mouth and the brow bones. Now just take that liquid black liner again and draw in those cracks in our skull. Maybe define them a little more because when you're blending, they could sometimes disappear a little bit, so you can add some more. Make sure you do flicks outwards so that the edge of the cracks are thinner than the middle of them. Now we're gonna lightly dab some white cream makeup on our ears and our neck. This is why I wore a black hoodie, so that you could zip it up and kind of like make your skull stand out more. Now just take your hair down and you could have some black paint under your chin and swipe it down to your neck to give it more depth and shadow. And now you could be totally finished with this look if you want, but today we are going to add something a little bit more creepy and do something to our hands, because we are going to make a skeleton hand to match our skull face. Now this part is totally optional, especially if you paint your nails white like I did. So we're gonna get our white makeup again and put that all over our hand. Using a sponge, make sure that it's dry if you're using a cream makeup, and if you're using a water-based makeup, make sure that you have it a little bit damp. And you're gonna want to Google some pictures of skeleton hands maybe for this so that you can have a more realistic look. But if you have cream makeup like I do, you're going to get a liquid black liner to make precision bone pieces of your fingers. And if you have a water-based makeup, you could also use a pencil, black eyeliner to draw this in as well, or a very small paintbrush and some paint, whatever you feel comfortable with that could allow you to draw in some detailed pieces. Now for these bony finger pieces, you're going to want them to be bigger structures where your knuckles are, where your fingers bend of course, and thinner in the middle of the bones. Make sure you try to get them in the center of your fingers as much as possible. We have about 4 bone pieces on each finger since there are 3 joints, except the thumb of course because that one's shorter. And if you guys have been following me for a long time on Twitter and Instagram for the past over a year, I actually did this on my hand with real pen and ink. It is kind of what inspired this whole entire look, and a lot of you have been showing up when you meet me with this drawn on your hand already, or you actually wanted me to draw on with permanent marker. That really happened. I even posted it on Instagram. I do not suggest drawing on your skin with permanent marker. And then once that makeup's dry and set, you could get some matte gray eyeshadows with a small eyeshadow brush and tap that lightly on top so that you don't smear or mess anything up. You're going to do the definitions of the bones, make them have dimension and depth. Have them darker towards the edges and blend out your colors so that they look more realistic. And then I'm going to take my Ben Nye palette with the black face paint and color in the edges of this skeleton hand around the bones so that they stand out more and look even more creepy than they actually are. This definitely gives it a more realistic vibe, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I thought it'd be really cool when you're going trick-or-treating to have this hand while you're out collecting candy or celebrating at a party. The best part is when this hand is done, people are going to actually think you're wearing a glove, but you actually have that painted on. And so while you're out having fun Halloween so this won't smear, I'm going to use Ben Nye setting spray, and that is our creepy hand. You could draw some cracks in to match the face if you would like. But with our hand and all, that is our finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did making it. What I would like to know today is, what was your best Halloween costume you've ever had, and what was your worst? Let me know in the comments below so I can get more inspiration for these videos, because thumbs up if you want this to continue even after Halloween so we could celebrate Halloween year round. I'm up for it if you are. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, all the products that I used in this video will always be listed in the description box. And I love you guys so much. Stay creepy and creative. And yes, this was very, very hard for me to take off. Again, I do not suggest using the cream makeup unless you're professional quality or if you don't mind spending a lot of time trying to take this off. I hope you guys have a great Halloween. See you soon. Bye.